the g is given as 9.8 meter per second square. So force will be due to that of the weight. So it is 20 into 9.8 Newton. And the displacement was given that it is moving by the 20 meter, or distance it is with the 20 meter. So Fs cos theta will be given as, since it is inclined for at degree 60 degree to the ground. So the theta's value will be 60 degrees. So cos 60 is 1 by 2. And 20 will be cancelled, that will be 10. And 9.8, that is decimal will be replaced. So it will be 98 into 2. That is, and 0.5 is also there, that is for the cos 60. So it is 1 by 2, I already told it. So it will be 1960 joules. Similarly, we will see what is energy. So what is energy? We can say that the capacity to do that work is said to be energy, right? What is energy? We used to ask someone that it is what the measurement of the amount of the work done that a body can perform, right? It is the amount of work done, or we can say that the ability to do any work. And it's similar to that of the work itself. It is a capacity only. We are not deriving any formula for it. We are saying that it is directly proportional to that of the work done. It is just a quantity of the measurement of the amount of the work done that can be performed by a body. So it will be of the unit similar to that of the force. So that is for the work done. So SI unit of the energy is given as joule itself, that is for the work done. And here are the some of the forms of energy, that is kinetic energy, potential energy, solar, nuclear, electrical, chemical energies. There are many more energies are also there. Okay. So from here we will be learning about the kinetic energy first, because we know that energy have several forms or the different forms that are in use. But here we are talking about the mechanical energy, that is the energy done by some mechanical means or by the moving things. We are allowing that body to move, or in the stationary, but we are applying a mechanical work. So we can say that the energy is on the form of mechanical. So types of mechanical energies which we have learned in the previous classes, that is class 10th, 9th also, that there are the two forms of mechanical energy, that is kinetic and the potential energy. So what is kinetic energy? That is energy possessing by the body when the body is in the motion. So a moving body possesses the kinetic energy. So amount of the work done that a moving body can do, that is said to be the kinetic energy. So any of the moving object or the bodies in the motion will possess only the kinetic energy. And the kinetic energy can be derived as that if a body is tried to move from one position to the other, then since it is moving, so it is moving from 0, that is initial velocity will be 0, because it's already started from moving, or it is moving from the rest position. So u will be 0 and v will have some value because it is moving now, and it is displacing, so s value will also be there. And also the velocity is varying, so acceleration and the forces are applied on the body. So using the second and the third law of motion also you can use, but first and second will have some time, and we are not taking the considering as the time t. So here v square is equals to u square plus 2as. From here you can put the value of u as 0, so you will get the v square is equals to 2as, and from here you can get the acceleration as v square upon 2s. On putting this acceleration into force is equals to mass into acceleration, then we will get it as the force, that is v square upon 2s. But we also have that the force into displacement is given for the work done. So force is mv square by 2s, and on multiplying it with displacement, s and s will cancel each other, so the value will be half mv square. So the formula for the kinetic energy is half mv square. And derive an expression for the kinetic energy by the calculus method, and we know that is the differentiation or by the integration method. So we know that the work done will be given as a force into displacement, and we know that the displacement or the force is given as mass into acceleration, and displacement can be given as change in the, or the acceleration is given as the change in the velocity with respect to time. So taking as m dv by dt into ds, so mv into dv. So we know that the body is just increasing its velocity or changing its velocity from 0 to final velocity v. So on applying this to the integration, we can get the value, that is half mv square. So we are just finding out the same value, that is formula for the kinetic energy taken as half mv square, where m is the mass of the body that is moving, and the v is the velocity, is that the velocity of the body with which it is moving due to the force. So work done can be appearing as a kinetic energy for a moving body. So the moving body will possess an energy that is given by the half mv square. So what is the relationship between this kinetic energy and the momentum? We know that momentum is defined as mass into velocity. So on putting this value of the kinetic energy, that is half mv square. So if you find out the value from here, that what is v? That is 2k upon m. So on putting this value, we will get that the kinetic energy will be equal to P square upon 2m. So what it will be? That is P is equals to under root 2nk. So on solving it, you can get values. Okay. So now we will be seeing that what is the work energy theorem. So what is this theorem is that here we will be using the Newton's second law of motion. So work energy theorem will depend on the second law of motion itself, right? Newton's second law of motion. So what this tells us that if a body is in the work done, so the net forcing on the body will be equal to that in the change in the kinetic energy. So work energy theorem can also tell that the work done depends on the change in the kinetic energy. Is directly proportional to the change in the kinetic energy. So this is the work energy theorem. So what it is given as that whenever a body is moving, so it will have some velocity that is from u to v, that it will be changing its velocity from u to v. So we know that from the third equation, that is v square is equals to u square plus 2as. But we also know that on multiplying the m, half m, because we get that the half mv square and mv square will be given as kinetic energy. So we are multiplying both sides by the half m. So 2 will be cancelled in the right hand side, and as will be multiplied to the m. So it will be mas, that is mass into acceleration into displacement. So mass into acceleration will be given for force, and displacement is also there. So force into displacement will give work done. So this change in the kinetic energy, that is v square, will be the final velocity. So the velocity is giving the kinetic energy itself. So that it will be the final kinetic energy, and half mu square, that is u is the initial velocity, so it will be the initial kinetic energy. So the change in the kinetic energy, that is half mv square minus mu square, that is the kinetic final energy, and the initial kinetic energy, the difference will be that equal to that of the work done. So this change in the kinetic energy is equal to that of the work done in the body by the force. So this is what the work energy theorem. If the force applying on it will be variable, then so how can we show it that is force is equal to mass into acceleration. From there we can write it as m dv by dt, that is acceleration can be written as change in the velocity with respect to time, and work done will be given as force into displacement, so there will be ds, and ds by dt will be given as dv. So on integrating, we know that the body is changing its velocity from initial to final, that is u to v. So mv dv, from there we are integrating v because it is integrating with respect to v dv, right? So velocity will be integrated, that is v to u, and we know that we used to put the limits, that is v and u. On putting the upper limit, then the lower limit will come. So on taking out the half out, we can write it as half m will be outside the bracket, and inside you can get it as v square. On putting the v value, it will be v square minus the lower limit, that is 1 by 2 mu square. So the value will be half mv square minus half mu square, that is again the change in the kinetic energy is directly proportional to that of the work done. So this is what the work energy theorem tells us about. So what is the potential energy? We have seen what is the kinetic energy, that is the body which is in the motion will possess the kinetic energy. Similarly, potential energy is the energy that is stored by a body in the rest condition, or it is trying to move, or it is coming to be moved, right? It's a mutual energy. So whenever the body is trying to move, but it is starting, or the starting position, but it is not in the movement, so it is said to be the energy possessed by the body, or the energy stored in the body. Because if it ask you to move, right, if we ask you to start moving, so we just apply some energy to our body, that we are preparing ourselves to start on, right? We are prepare ourselves to start up now. So what the energy is possessing our body, right? Our body is possessed by some energy to get ready to move. So this energy that is storing in our body before movement is said to be the potential energy. Okay, so potential energy can be given as the lying on the roof, that the body is lying on the roof of a building, will have some potential energy. Potential energy of the water is also great heights in the dams is used to run turbines for the generating hydroelectricity, right? Water is in the flowing nature, it is always in the flowing nature due to the gravity itself. So we are just storing that body which is in the motion. So it is in motion, but it cannot move. So the energy is stored in that body, so it is said to be the potential energy. There are two types of potential energy also, that is electrostatic potential energy and the gravitational potential energy also. So what is the gravitational potential energy? We know that the body is in the gravity itself when it is at the rest condition. So the potential energy is said to be the gravitational potential energy with the state of if it is attracted by the other object through the gravitational force. Electrostatic potential energy can say that the interaction between the two electric charges If we do not allow the body to move or the charges to move, so without moving the charges we can apply the current also. So this without moving charges they apply the forces on each other, that is the electrostatic potential energy. So this gravitational potential energy or any potential energy, it can be defined as a formula that it is the force applied on the body to raise it from some height or ready to make the body to move. So it is given as mgh. So formula for potential energy is mgh. Now we will see what is the conservative force and the non-conservative force. Remember that what is conservation, that is same. So we can say that the force is conserved, or the conservative force is the force that it does not depend on the path followed by the particle. It depends only on the endpoints. Like if you are displacing an object by applying the force that is from one position to the other position, so it just sees what is the final position, what is the initial position, what is the displacement between that object. It does not depend on the path, that how it traveled through the path. So it is the conservative force. And the non-conservative force will be the force that depends on the displacing particle but also on the path traveled by it. So it depends on the path traveled by the object also. Okay. So here from gravitational potential energy can be given as mgh. Conservative force, that is change in the potential energy with displacement, that is given by du by dx but in the opposite direction. Similarly, the change in the potential energy is also directly proportional to that of the work done. Right? Since it is gravity, will work done and the force will be in the different direction, so it is given as the minus. Now we are talking potential energy of a string, right? We know that whenever a spring is some negligible mass, if you are taking it, if it attached to some object and we are trying to slide it over a smooth horizontal surface, then the pushing on the body, that is, we know that whenever string is stressed, then it comes again to its position, right? It is displacing, but again it comes to some position. So force is applying on the string and it is displacing also. So there will be some work done in the string also, but string is not moving. So we can say that the potential energy is stored in the spring. So what it can be, that if we are applying some force and if there is no displacement, so we can say that the work done is also 0. But if we are stretching some string and it is moving in the opposite direction, so displacement is in the different direction, so it will be a negative work. So here we can say that the force, sorry for the disturbance. Here, according to the law, we can say that the force is directly proportional to the displacement of that block. So we can write it as minus x because it is moving in the opposite direction. Whatever the motion will be, it is opposite to that of the direction of the force because string moves in the opposite direction. So whenever we stretch, it moves in the different direction. So force is given by minus kx. So taking the work done, it can be force into displacement. So it will be f dx, then minus kx dx. So on integrating, we can find out the force, that is the work done throughout the force. So it will be minus kx dx and its integration. So integration of x is given as x square by 2 and k is taken out because it is already a constant which cannot be differentiated with respect to the x. So minus k x square by 2, that is from the final position to the initial position. So it is given as half k x square minus half k x I square, that is initial position minus the final position. So here we have used k. Then what is k? It is what, that is, we are changing a proportional to the equal sign, that is a proportionality constant. So k is a proportionality constant, so it is given as k, and what is due to the spring force, so it is taken as a spring constant, that is the constant of k is said to be the spring constant, and its SI unit is Newton meter per meter, you can say, because the force upon x will give the value of the k, so it is Newton per meter. So Hooke's law, so since it is given the spring constant, that is force is equals to minus kx, so work done is given as the potential energy of the body stretched through the spring. So it is given as potential energy is equals to half kx square. So in the next class we will be seeing what the power, work done relate each other and how, what is the terms which can be derived through the work done and the power.